Now at riverislands.com.
We don't take a break from what we do. We cover the news around the clock. Service is resuming. I am watching as westbound trains are once again leaving from the West Oakland BART station. But we don't know exactly why this train lost power. So an investigation will still be forthcoming. We are the only news station broadcasting live from the Bay Area every hour of the day, every day of the week. And as you can imagine, there are major delays on the system. Reporting live at the West Oakland BART station, Matt Bigler, KCBS. It's one more reason why we're the Bay Area station. All news, all the time, right here on KCBS.
Also the best source of traffic information at 7:58. Let's check in with Ted.
Yeah, we are still looking at this accident in San Jose, 101 southbound, approaching Trimble. Two right lanes blocked, all slowing though, as really, we saw it in the first couple of minutes, and then it kind of picked back up to the speed limit. I think it's just because volume is still pretty light on a Sunday morning at this time. That doesn't mean that won't later into the 8 o'clock hour, but for the time being, only minor slowing right now, just there, right, rubbernecking type slowing, I guess we'll put it that way. Otherwise, the rest of the Bay Area looks very, very good right now. Your next update, 8:08 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Thanks, Dad, on the KCBS Bay Area weather forecast. It's going to be a nice day today. Plenty of sunshine, some lingering fog and clouds, but that'll burn off. High temperatures today in the 70s and 80s by the Bay, up into the low 90s inland. They're together on the 8th on All News, 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
It's Sunday, September 25th, 2022, coming up on KCBS. Pushback over a San Francisco firefighter's controversial T-shirt.
The outlook is improving for airlines, but not for air travelers.
And Florida Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency throughout Florida as Tropical Storm Ian works its way to the Gulf. I'm Eric Thomas.
And I'm Jennifer Hodges.
CBS News covers the world next.
When you need to know, KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, and Odyssey stations.
8 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Linda Kenyon in Washington. Tropical weather making its way to Florida. CBS's Matt Piper has the latest.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has declared a state of emergency ahead of Tropical Storm Ian. The storm is expected to rapidly strengthen today and could hit Florida Tuesday as a major hurricane. President Biden has already postponed a trip that was planned for Florida Tuesday ahead of the storm. The National Hurricane Center says Cuba could see storm surges of 9 to 14 feet above normal when Ian hits Monday night. Matt Piper, CBS News.
Powerful storm Fiona slammed into eastern Canada yesterday with hurricane-force winds that caused widespread damage. Meteorologist Bob is with Canadian Hurricane Center.
The storm tracked the way it is, that puts the western parts of Newfoundland and Labrador right in that area of some of those extreme winds. That coupled with the fact that they're wide open to the incoming surf and storm surge, that's why you're seeing what you're seeing there.
In Ukraine, President Zelensky asked about the referendum in several Russian-occupied areas of his country. Residents being asked to vote on whether they want to be part of Russia. On Face the Nation, Zelensky, through an interpreter, called the referendum a tragedy and a sham. Back in Russia, President Putin's call-up of military reservists isn't going exactly well for him.
What you are seeing in the streets right now is a deepness with what Putin is doing. And that's why young Russian men are not eager to go join the fight. And many of them, in large numbers, are fleeing to the borders, fleeing to the airports, or just outright resisting.
National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan on ABC This Week. This morning on CNN's State of the Union, newly appointed British Prime Minister Liz Truss talked about the nationalist and unionist communities in Northern Ireland and what the state of the Commonwealth is after the death of Queen Elizabeth II.
The fundamental point here in the Belfast Good Friday Agreement is that both communities in Northern Ireland need to be respected, both the unionist community and the nationalist community. And that's what I want to achieve through the changes we're making.
Italians could elect their first female prime minister today, the BBC's Paul Moss.
Voting stations opened at 7 in the morning local time and won't close until 11 o'clock at night. And then a complex system of assigning seats means the full result won't be known for some time.
the predictions are that the far-right Brothers of Italy party will come out on top, and that its leader, Giorgia Meloni, will become Prime Minister.
This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Aw, honey, I can't believe you gave me toe fungus.
I was so embarrassed. I gave my wife toe fungus for the third time. Even after I tried, all the money I spent. Now my family was also dealing with this nasty problem. My doctor then told me that toe fungus is not just a cosmetic problem, and that it can spread and get worse. He introduced me to a new and different routine that flushes out even the most difficult cases of fungus. It's called Crystal Flush. After just 3 minutes each day, my toes were looking better until the fungus was completely gone. Just imagine finally winning the battle against yellow, crumbly toes and being able to go to the pool or beach in total confidence. For a limited time, you can try Crystal Flush risk-free for 30 days. Call 800-764-9219. That's 800-764-9219. Try it now risk-free. Call now, 800-764-9219, or visit crystalflush.com.
Weeds are the new green in lawns across the country. With droughts, extreme heat, and general dread of upkeep, clover lawns are helping people save water and money.
You don't need to mow the clover very often, if at all, depending on your personal preference. But when we do want to cut it down, we use this push mower.
A bounty of TikTok posts explain the appeal.
The clover always bounces back up and looks fluffy again within 20 minutes.
Clover also attracts pollinators like bees and butterflies. One woman from L.A. calls hers a fairy garden. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News. General Motors plans to spend $760 its transmission factory in Toledo, Ohio, so that it can build drive lines for electric vehicles. It will be the first GM engine or transmission plant to begin the long transition from internal combustion engines to electric vehicles. GM's goal is to make only electric passenger cars by 2035. Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
8:05 at the Bay Area's news station KCBS. It's going to be a little bit foggy this morning, but that will all clear away and we'll see sunny skies for just about everyone. Good morning, I'm Eric Thomas.
And I'm Jennifer Hodges.
We will delve into the price of flying these days when the operations costs for airlines are coming down, but the ticket prices are not. Let's move into that right away.
Well, the airline industry, Eric, seems to be rebounding after the difficult pandemic years. Jet fuel prices are dropping. There's more workers on staff, and yet none of that appears to be translating into lower airfares for travelers. For more now, we are joined on the KCBS Ring Central Newsline by Nick Ewing, Director of Content for the Points Guy, a site that offers up hands-on advice for travelers. Nick, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on.
So, if things are getting better for airline companies, why aren't they passing that on to us?
Well, I think there's still a lot of demand out there, even though we do see or demand tend to drop a little bit in the fall. There are still a lot of people that are looking to travel. And I think the other piece that's going into this is that airlines are being a little hesitant at lowering prices to attract more demand so as to not over-adjust and lead to some of the issues we saw over the summer where they go a little bit too far with their scheduling and get too many people on their flights and then they can't ultimately get them to their final destination. So I think there's a little of that at play as well as airlines try to kind of right-size their operations as we lead up to the holiday season.
I'm a little bit surprised, Nick, that with all the bad press the airlines got over the summer, cancellations, delays, things like that, that there was not a downturn in travel interest from the public. They still want to go.
Yeah, and I think one of the most important factors in that was when the testing requirement was dropped to get back into the U.S. and you saw this explosion in travel, not just domestically, but begin to go across many other countries that had been closed or at least had additional barriers and the risk of potentially being stuck outside the country. So you saw that, and of course, we saw a lot of horror stories from Europe as well.
cancellations as a result of that. Can that be avoided entirely, or is it just to be expected for travelers right now?
I think airlines have the responsibility to do everything they can to prevent widespread cancellations. The big issue is that you're never going to be able to run a perfect operation as an airline. There are always going to be last-minute maintenance requirements and weather storms that disrupt your operations, things that are both inside and outside your control as an airline. But I definitely think that airlines should take the steps to ensure that they are preventing those widespread kind of network-wide concerns. Really what happened over the summer is that airlines were operating at the absolute brink of what they could potentially feasibly operate, and as soon as you had a thunderstorm blow through a hub airport or some kind of air traffic control did across the network. So I'm hoping that airlines took some of those lessons to heart, and as we get into the Thanksgiving and the holiday travel season, that they really don't overschedule and don't leave some of that flex go wrong, and we'll hopefully see some of those widespread concerns not come into play over the next several months.
Nick, we only have a little bit more time, but let me just ask you really quick, should consumers just bite the bullet when it comes to buying, paying, you see something like a high price for holiday travel? I mean, sometimes we hear about make sure you buy on a Tuesday, you fly on a Wednesday or whatever. I mean, is it just forget paying more no matter what you try?
Unfortunately, for holiday travel, we are seeing those prices start to tick up. So if you haven't already locked in those plans, I would strongly encourage you to do so. Keep an eye on it, though, because obviously prices can drop. And one of the nice things is that airlines, many of them, now do offer flexible changes. I actually did this with a Thanksgiving flight I had booked on Delta. I booked it because I thought it was a good price. The price dropped by $25. I was able to rebook, get that lower price, and get $25 and my wife back flight credit. So keep an eye on those prices, even if you lock in your flight, because you might ultimately get a little bit of that savings back if the price does drop.
All right, good advice, Nick. Thank you very much. That's Nick Ewan, Director of Content for The Points Guide, a site that offers hands-on advice for travelers. Caught up on traffic right now. Here's Ted.
Well, we are looking pretty good out there. The one we have is going to be in San Jose. This is 101 southbound approaching Trimble. Still reported as blocking the two right lanes. We are seeing just a little bit of slowing there, but not too much. So that is the good news, obviously. As we look all around the Bay Area right now, everything is looking pretty agreeable. No major slowdowns. But as always, if you see anything, let us know on the phone for us. 415-391-KCBS. Your next update, 8:18 on the train for KCBS.
Thanks, Ted. It's going to be sunny and warm around the Bay today. Highs in the 70s and 80s. The low 90s today. Traffic and weather. KCBS News Time, 8:10.
San Francisco firefighter is facing disciplinary action after being seen wearing a T-shirt with the conservative slogan, "Let's go Brandon," printed on the back. As KCBS's David Welch reports, even though the fireman was at work, he may be protected by the First Amendment.
A Let's Go Brandon T-shirt certainly doesn't fit the progressive San Francisco Fire Department. And that public image may be why the department was quick to announce that they plan to discipline the employee for wearing it. However, according to Stanford law professor Bill Gould, the firefighter may be entitled to his opinion.
Public employees, because it involves government, do have First Amendment rights to speak freely.
But like everything with the law, there are some exceptions.
If the employee is speaking about something that involves workplace relations, the employer may prohibit public employees for speaking.
Meaning if the firefighter was wearing the shirt in protest to something dealing with SF Fire Department policy.
As a general proposition for public employees is protected whether it's popular, liberal or conservative, communist, fascist, or otherwise. That is what the Constitution is designed to protect.
David Welch, KCBS.
We'll check the KCBS Sports line in 3 minutes.